Hey, my jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? Happy for Thursday. I'm so excited. Friday Junior. Um, I have today, let me tell y'all what really happened. Okay, I was supposed to have, hold on, sorry. If you're new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It would make me so excited if you did. Please share, share, share. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. It's usually daily. The times are sporadic, but it's daily. Um, so yeah, and thank you so much for being here. If you are new, I love you. If you are old, I love you more. And come on back if you're new. See me again. So let me tell y'all what happened. I was supposed to do just something simple. I was gonna do some fruit, like a fruit mukbang. And then I went to the grocery store and I was hungry. And so now I have a seafood, deshelled type of seafood boil. So I have corn, potatoes, shrimp, and mussels in my beloved sauce. And I also have some cucumbers in the front. They was real good yesterday, so I thought I would run them back today. I'm trying to put my shrimp and stuff in the bottom so they stay warm because the sauce is really hot. So yesterday we finished up Ethic. Yesterday we finished up Ethic 3. Now, before I get into Ethic 4, I want you guys to know the Ethic 4 is a hard book for me. But it's still Ethic nonetheless. I'm sorry. Every time I look inside of one of these, I'll be like, ooh, should I eat that? So Ethic 4 is we just gonna go through it. I ain't even gonna. If you've read it, you know. If you haven't read it, brace yourself. So let me show you about my 110 spicy sauce in here. So we ended off in book 3. Ugh. See, it'd be stuff like that. Like, why would that look like that? So we ended off in book 3. Lonnie was asking Ethic that in order for him to be able to be with her, he had to know God. I got my spoon here to scoop up the stuff at the bottom. And so it's a frog outside again today, y'all, so it might be a little louder than yesterday because I can hear it real clear. But we all know he was afraid because he doesn't believe in anything of the spiritual realm. He feels like he his own religion. He his own jury, executioner. He do it all. So he don't need anybody to thank you. One last favor. I'm sorry. You give me that my spicy sauce. I put it too far over. Thank you. I need a little bit more flavor. It's a little bland in here today. So he I'm sorry, I'm distracted. He doesn't believe in anything when it comes to religion. It's kind of like, he raised himself with the help of the streets, and so he feel like praying to a man or an entity that he can't see. It's not something that he wants to do. But her ultimatum was, in order for us to work, in order for us to be anything, you have to know God. She said, in order for you to know the parts in me hot, you have to know God. And so, and he told her, like, I want to know every part of you. And she said, in order to do that, you have to know God. So that's where it ended. And so I think that that's exactly where book 4 picks right back up. I'm going to scoot this closer to me so I don't make a mess of my clothes. This is hot, y'all. Can y'all see that steam? This is fresh corn. Not the frozen kind. It's hot. But, so, I think that's exactly where so I got the towel on my lap, y'all. This is book 4. This book is sad for me. So this is where, okay, so the first thing starts off and she says it's going to be fine, I think I promise. And so they walk into a church and she kind of sets it up kind of like a therapy session, more so than actually going to Sunday morning service and giving your life to Christ type of deal. It's not like that. So this says, let me tell y'all, for the ones who haven't read this or who is following along in this series with me and haven't reached me but going, this says, this series has been known to cause the ethic effect. If you experience shortness of breath, palpitations of the heart, daydreaming, overactive emotions, out-of-body episodes, lustful thinking, or inexplicable yearning for an imaginary man or woman, find your book bestie and discuss immediately. You guys are my book besties, okay? So I experienced all those things that she just discussed in there. So she tells him, like, ethics is going to be fine. And he's really overwhelmed, okay? It's a lot for him to be able to surrender what he has believed for a long time and surrender it to this imaginary person in his mind. To be able to trust something that has failed him thus far. He's having a hard time. He's having a hard time doing that. But for Alani, he will try. Okay, so they sitting in the church and they waiting for the pastor to come out. And she tells him that she's scared. And he's like, it's okay, I'm fine. But she always talks about how strong he is and how put together he is. And this time he just seems so strong. But she can sense how nervous he is. So and I think in his mind, he thinking like, all the stuff that I done did, all the harm that I done caused to the world, and you really think that this guy that you serve is going to take me and welcome me with open arms? And Alani's trying to explain to him, like, that's exactly what he's going to do. You don't have to fight these battles alone anymore now that you have God. Like, you don't have to be the judge, the executioner, all of that in one. You don't have to do that because when you got God on your side, he handles those battles for you. That's what she's trying to get him to see. But like I said, he's a man's man. And he like, yeah, don't worry about it because I'm gonna take care of my own business, my own self, my own issues, my own problems, my own way. So the guy comes out, and Ethic immediately notices like he ain't a regular preacher. Like he looked like me. He got, I think he had on like a jersey or something, like something real laid back, and um something that let Ethic know like, oh, he ain't just no square. Like he done been around the way. So when he comes out, he speaks to Alani and he says hi to Alani. He might have called her La because him and Alani, they know each other. Like know each other, like grew up with each other type of deal. So he like, well, let's go outside. And I'm trying to clean my hands because I want to open my book. Because it's some meat in this beginning part with Ethic, Nair, and Alani. It's some real meat. It's so meaty that I almost want to. I wish I can read the whole thing. But he comes out and he says, Alani, it's good to see you, beautiful as always, baby girl. And of course, Ethic instantly noticed, like, baby girl, like, oh, you comfortable with her. Like, y'all got some sort of history together. So she says, thank you for seeing me. Sorry, I want to get into my book. She said, thank you, Nye, for seeing us. Anytime. He said, I'm Nair. I heard a lot about you. Good to meet you, bro. He said, Ezra. Ethic answered. And he said, La told me, you're new to all this. I think it would do us some good if we went our first session. We could talk outside, go walk through the garden for a little bit. And he like, okay, that's a good thing. And so, he noticed that Ethic was a little bit comfortable with Nair because I felt like because of the comfortability that he had with Alani kind of eased Ethic up a little bit. So he said, so Ezra, he's like, Ethic, he corrected, you can call me Ethic. I done got sauce in my damn book. And I'm good and mad. Damn it. Sorry. You can call me Ethic. He said, I've seen you around, man. Baby girl Bella is your daughter, right? He said, yeah, my pride and joy. So he was telling him like it must be hard being a single parent. And he like, I get by. And as they're walking, she squeezes his hand, give him 3 squeezes, I love you. And somehow what they meant, he knew what it meant. So he squeezed hers back and said, I love you too. And so he told Ethic, like, I know that Alani loves you. She struggled with that in the past couple of months, but she definitely loves you. But we've spoken a lot on forgiveness. And Ethic was like, he wasn't sure how much he knew because he didn't know if Alani was like, this the man that killed my daughter, or if she just told him that he was dishonest or whatever the case may be. So Ethic, she said, for the lies, the hiding, the parts of you that you knew I wouldn't accept. She clarified, like she wanted him to know, like, I didn't tell, like it's just between me and you. And he told him that we always had the worst parts. It's hard to confront them. Not just in front of others, but in front of ourselves too. And Ethic was like, it's not really hard for me to reflect on myself. It's harder on me to see me in another person. Like, how are they going to see me? How are they going to receive the reflection that I see in the mirror? Are they still going to love me the same? Are they still going to treat me the same? Or is it going to be, something different? And so, he said, Nair said, you would think it would be easier connection, manifest in partnership with another. It should be. We come from connection, born from it. Man and woman connected to reproduce their energy and reproduce themselves, creating children. And Ethics said the connection would have to be true in order to be replicated, though. No? Can't just plant seeds in anyone and expect the seed to grow and know something about love. So, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but they basically talk about how the man loves a woman and how he has to come from something in order for him to be able to love. Okay, he tells Alani, like, a child has to be reared in the right way, given the right tools, given the right circumstances, get put in the right situation so that they can learn how to love. Not only love, but we know that hate is taught. We know that tolerance is taught. So he basically says, like, you can't just have a kid, and expect for the kid to just know how to do things sorry, this is nasty. If it was never taught to him. And so, yeah, he loved his mother, but when he was little, after everything went south with his daddy, his mother became abusive. So the love changed for him. How he saw it, it changed, even though he vowed that he wouldn't inflict the type of pain that his mom inflicted on him in his relationships. But his whole picture and view on love was tarnished. And so Nair was basically saying, like, that women shouldn't have to go through all of this pain in order for them to be loved correctly. And then Alani got offended. Like, I never told you that he didn't love me. He loves me perfectly. He was like, he doesn't love you perfectly. He's guessing. He's assuming. He going through life making mistakes. Kind of like trial and error. But imagine if he loved you like God loves you. Effortlessly. No mistakes. Nothing more important than you. So he basically was just saying, like, women don't have to be, I'm not going to say punching bags, but why do women have to endure so much in order to be loved correctly? So, they both had some very good perspectives, and I can't do them all because, like I said, if I do, I'm going to be reading the whole book. But it's a meat in there. So if you didn't read it, please go read it. It's the male's perspective on love, not being taught how to do it. So they walked through the garden for a little while. And they talked. And he eased them up and told them basically, like, this is how we can do it. So you can be comfortable. So she was excited that he finished the first session. I am just... Dang, I didn't know this was half. And so they finished it, and of course they're both like, what now? And then he like, I don't know. So we go to Morgan and Messiah, and they at a club. So, they got like a performance or whatever. She performed with the stiletto gang. And they got a performance tonight. And they had like this routine that they practice or whatever. And so she made sure to tell Messiah, like, you gotta sit close because I'm gonna, have to pull you from the audience and dance with you. But Messiah doesn't do PDA, okay? I mean, when they with each other, with the crew, it's comfortable that way. But to just be all out, nah, he don't do that. So they was dancing, get ready to go to the audience to pick somebody. So of course Arya picked Issa, and when Morgan went to get Messiah, he sent Mickey on stage. He's like, come on, man, do this. And so Mickey like, I don't know, bro. Like, Anybody about to play between your mood swing? He's like, you can do that on your own. And he's like, So Mickey wound up going up there. And so she basically gave Mickey a lap dance, okay? Like an intense body to body lap dance. She was trying to keep it G rated, but the routine was designed like that because she thought that Messiah would be the one that was going to be up there with her. So she knew he was mad. He done sat up in his seat, rubbing his fingers together. You know, that one finger, that's that trigger finger, get the itching. And so she kind of like, trying to keep it cool, keep it cute or whatever. But he told her after it was over, like, yeah, I'm going to have to stop coming to this because I can't do that. She was like, I told you to come up there. He was like, yeah, but I don't do that. So I know she went to the back. And when she went to the back, he went to go see her. And he like shut the door and then so he go over there and he, touch her, put his hands under her little garments. And he asked her like, so what you so, liquidy for? And she like you, like, and he like, oh, okay. So he flip her over. Handle their business real quick or whatever. And he noticed, Morgan getting a little thick, hips a little spread, and that freshman 15 doing it real nice or whatever. So I think he might have told her like, after this, I'm gonna holler at you a little later. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all, because she said, I bet the next time you'll come on stage instead of sending your homeboy. He said, I swear to God, I want to break that jar right now. He lucky he controlled his hands. That sight don't belong in my head. You can't do that to me, Mo. Moving all that like that, all in that face, ass all in his lap. I swear to God, you want to send me to jail. And so she tried to kiss him and he moved away like, don't play. She said, stop playing with me. These lips matter, has something changed. And he like, you already know when they act like it. So then they get the dancing again and they go back on the stage. Cash Money taking over for the 99s and the 2000s. So Morgan get the twerking all on the stage, acting all crazy. And so people were throwing money on the stage. And he was like, if she picked that money up, like, okay, then I'm just going to have to set fire off of here. But she did. So, So Messiah came into the back room with her after everything was over with her, and Arya went to the back room and Messiah walked in. And so Arya was like, let me find me some business. Like, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Let me find me some business because I don't want no smoke with Meanie over here. And so when she turned around, she like, get over here, Mo. Like, why you all the way across the room? So she walked over there. And like I said, they handled their business and did what they had to do. So they went to Messiah's house after the show. Like I said, her and Messiah had been staying together for ever since the night that she had went to Alani's house and showed her the video of her being raped or whatever. So she had been staying over there for all of those many times. And on Thursday nights, Messiah does his runs, okay? And when I say his runs, like he robs the semi-trucks on Thursday nights. He's been doing it for years. He does it every Thursday night. He's been doing it every Thursday night since him and Morgan got serious. He hasn't switched it up. But she knows what he does on Thursday nights. So when they was coming home from the studio, she tried to add, not from the dance or whatever, she tried to ask him, could they stop at the store because she wanted to get a pregnancy test. Because she noticed like she was gaining a little weight. She was tired, but she just chalked it up to just life. And she was a dancer, so she wasn't like sloppy built. It was all going in the right direction. So she was thinking like how good it would be for her to be able to have a baby by Messiah, how it would change the game for her and him, that she could be able to go to Ethic and talk to him about being with Messiah, because if she was pregnant, of course he wouldn't, make her get rid of no baby or anything like that. So she went to the house and she took the pregnancy test and it came back positive. And because he was going on a road, on his run tonight, she said, well, I won't say anything to him about it tonight. I don't want to put that type of heaviness on his heart tonight, but I will say something to him when he comes back from his run. So she was like excited and scared all at the same time, thinking like, oh my God, I finally created forever with the man that I want to be with for the rest of my life. But at the same time, like he's still in the streets, he still hustle, he in the game real heavy, and I don't really know if I'm gonna be able to like switch it and get him out of it. And so she uh wind up saying that she was gonna just keep the news or whatever and let him know it and not tell him. I don't know if I said this in my last video, but I think I skipped it. But I do remember them having a phone, Messiah having a phone conversation. This was in book 3. I skipped it. And I didn't mean to until I just thought about this. But he was on the phone with somebody. And he was like, yeah, all that stuff that's dead. Like the only family that I need is right here under my roof right now. Like, so all the rest of that stuff y'all talk about, y'all could dead that. But you can only hear his side of the conversation. So anyway, fast forward to here. He goes to do his run on Thursday night. She's always nervous on Thursday nights because she's afraid, like, if he don't come home, what's going to happen or whatever. So she just was like, well, I'll wait until I'm pregnant until when he comes back. So she goes to sleep, or she lay, and then, Thursday's just Shondaland, where they watch she watched Grey's Anatomy and all that stuff. And she was like, and you've been messing it up ever since we got together or whatever. He like, come on, you know what I got to do. We can't do this every time I got to go. Like, just be cool. She like, okay, fine. So he go on his run on Third Line as normal, him, Issa, and Meek. And I think it's like he take a piece out the safe and he give her the other one. So I think it's maybe like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden it's like banging on the door. And she like, it can't be Messiah because he got a key to his house. So why would he be banging on the door? So she go downstairs. Let me make sure I ain't going too fast because I know how I can get. Okay. So she go downstairs and she opened up the door like, who the fuck? And so the girl walks in. She don't even say excuse me or nothing to show. She walks in, Messiah, Messiah, Messiah. She was like, and so Morgan was like, excuse me. She said, I beat your whole baby in your arms and all. Who are you? And why are you knocking on my man's door at 3 o'clock in the morning? She said, you must be the girl he messing with. The one that has his head all messed up. She said, nah, she's loving. The one that put, I don't want to say that part, but all this other stuff. She said, and who are you? Last time I'm going to ask. And so she's thinking like, oh my God, I know he don't have a girlfriend and a son that he done hid on the other side of town. And so she said, you landing here sitting in this like you the queen. Did he tell you about his family? Bet he ain't tell you about that. And so she's still calling his name. He's not there. She said, he's not here. You need to leave. She said, no, you need to leave. You don't belong here. He got you living up here. I could kill his stupid self. Stupid. So Morgan, of course, is furious because she don't know who this girl is. She said, well, you let Messiah know he can't hide his family. It's a wrap for that because I'm done being quiet. I'm done waiting. You let him know that Woozy stopped by. So Morgan is full of emotions, okay? She like, I cannot believe he lied to me and told me that he was in a relationship. I mean, that he was single and now he got a whole girl that coming here with a baby on her hip. And she got to be with him some kind of way because don't nobody know where he live at but me. Like, so she got to be who she says she is because how would you even know that here is the place to come or whatever? So they go, Messiah's on his run or whatever, and they going to rob the semi truck. So they got what they need. They got what they needed out of the truck. So it took them all night to kind of sort of, because they rob with anything. It could be drugs, it could be money, it could be guns, whatever it is on the truck. They take it, break it down, sort it out, and do all of that stuff and pass it out, do whatever they got to do with it. So it took them all night to kind of take inventory on what they got. And was able to break it down or whatever. So he said that he had to go up to he had to go upstate because he had to handle something real quick. And Meek told him, like, get at me when you get back or whatever. I'm gonna tell y'all this little piece and then I'm gonna stop. So Messiah goes up to state to see his father. His father's name is Reggie Bookie Grant. Everybody really call him Bookie or whatever. So Bookie asked him, like, do you want to tell me about Morgan Atkins? And he like, nah, we ain't talk about her. And he said, you dictating a lot these days. One shot of good, got you thinking you the boss. So he said, I dictate that. I kill a man over her. Any boy can lay down over that. I pop anybody just to get behind the walls and take care of a man that say her name the wrong way. And it's even you, old man. Now play with me. So he done basically told him, like, I'll lay you flat about Morgan Atkins. Like, we not going to talk about her. We not going to discuss her. She's not up for discussion. So he says, so you aligning yourself with the man that killed your brother, the family that put me behind these walls. That's what you telling me. Benny Atkins set me up and put me behind those walls for the rest of my life. Now, mind you, I don't know if you know, but Benny Atkins is Morgan's father. So basically, they're in a familial war that neither one of them could get on either side of. And Benny Atkins is the cause, and Benny Atkins was the cause of his brother dying, or whatever the case may be. And he said, blood ain't always family sometimes. Family is people who choose you. He said, I would send a guy to slit your pretty piece of blank in half and get with her real good. So before Messiah could think about it, he done jumped over the table, beat his daddy up. He told him, I will kill you, erase any guy. I ain't the same weak little boy that used to lock in closets. Be careful with me, Bookie. So he said, you made your bed, son, Bookie shouted as he struggled to get to his feet. Now imagine he done beat him up so bad that he done put him into the hospital type of deal. So they dragged him out of the visitation room. They dragged him out of the visitation room. And imagine this is all between Thursday and whatever the next day is after they robbed the semi truck. So I'm gonna stop right there because this book 4 comes with a whole bunch of drama and it starts instantly. So please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will greatly be so happy if you did. I will be back tomorrow at the same place, maybe not the same time. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see you later. Until next time. Bye, my Jujubee.